Hi everyone. Are you a mom that is thinking or talking about detaching from your adult child? If that is you, I want to definitely have you stay on today because we're going to dive into this. What is detaching? What does that look like without giving up? So for those of you that are new here to my channel, I just want to welcome you. My name is Sally Harris, and this channel exists because I'm a firm believer that every mom needs a support system during this difficult time you're walking through. I walked through a difficult road with my own daughter for over 10 years. And to be honest, while her life was spiraling out of control, mine did the same. And I promise you, it does not have to be that way. So this is what I do. And I love helping other moms. And so let's dive into this topic because this is a question I get asked a lot. It's like, how do I detach without giving up? Well, if you know me at all, you're going to know that I will never tell you to give up hope, ever. That will never come out of my mouth because I do not believe in that. Some people may tell you to just give up, move on, and there's a time where you need to detach, 100%. If it gets to that point, sometimes it's best for you and it's best for your adult child, depending on the situation. But we never give up hope. And you don't have to give up on them in the sense of completely cutting communication 100%, unless it warrants that due to, verbal abuse or, complete disrespect, things like that. So every situation's a little bit different. It's not like a cookie cutter approach. If it was, there would be a manual on it, and they're just like raising kids. There's no manual. We all know that. So let's talk about this because detaching really means removing yourself from the trouble and chaos that your loved one creates, what their life is creating. So if something's going on, whether it's addiction or whether it's not, either way, when our kids are in turmoil and we are riding that roller coaster with them, we're just riding the wave. We're going up when they go up and we're coming down when they go down, right? That needs to stop. And you really do need off that roller coaster. I promise you that. You need off the roller coaster. You can get off the roller coaster without cutting ties with your child. And it actually would be best for you and for them. But some things to think about is it really, by detaching, it allows you and your son or daughter to go and get whether it be counseling, help, whatever you want to call it, to be able to move on in a healthy way and ideally together, right? Still in a relationship as a mother and a child. So some things that you can think about, some examples of behaviors that you can do while you're detaching is number one, caring for your own needs. That goes without saying. And that is something that I work with moms all the time on because every person has different hobbies and likes and interests and what brings you joy and self-care and all of these things. Everyone doesn't like the same thing. That's fine. But we need to figure out what makes you tick. And if you're like me, I was going through a time where I didn't even know who I was anymore. I didn't know what made me happy. I didn't know what I liked. I had no hobbies besides drinking wine, and that had to stop, right? So thank God, about 6.5 years ago, that stopped. But the point is, you really have to figure out who you are again because you're more than a mom. So number two is no longer reacting or creating crisis. Sometimes as moms, we are to blame in certain situations. We may start a conversation that didn't need to be had. We may be reactive instead of proactive, reactive to something that they say. And so that's another thing I work with moms is on communication and how to respond to our kids in a healthy manner, right? Number three is many times we take the blame for their mistakes and their poor choices. You heard me say a million times too that, what happens when we're a child is not our fault. But when we're an adult, it's our responsibility to fix it. None of us are perfect parents. None of us. I don't know one. And it really boils down to having your son or daughter our kids need to look in the mirror, just like we need to look in the mirror. If everyone worked on themselves and quit pointing fingers at each other, life would be so much easier, right? And then lastly, many times we develop these emotions and feelings out of your child's life. Like we tend to react, and if, like I said, if they're happy, we're happy. If they're not happy, we're not happy. So by detaching with love, obviously, and doesn't mean you're cutting them off. Doesn't mean you're not in communication with them unless it, it warrants that. But for the most part, no, but you need to have these emotions and these relationships independent of your kids. And so I hope that helps. And detaching is something that you can totally do. In fact, this is going to be a topic that we talk about in my new membership that's starting in July. So for those of you that might be interested in that, you can click the link below for more information. It is a membership. It's a small group. I'm starting with a small group of moms, and we're going to do group coaching 2 nights a week. And all the information is on the link. And if you want to join, I would be happy to have you. It is $69 a month, which truly is a great value considering what group coaching typically costs. And we're going to be doing 2 hours a week. That's 8 hours a month. So that's pretty dirt cheap. So excited to have all you moms join. It's going to be exciting to be able to get to know you better and your situations and help you grow. This isn't just about, working through what's going on with our kids. I mean, it's that for sure. And we're going to be there and support one another in a safe place. But in addition to that is we're going to grow. We're going to grow as women and be able to, better ourselves in the process. So I hope that helps. I'll see you again soon.